that's right, we're already recycling old blog posts. I've completely run out of ideas. Success is a funny thing. For those watching this who don't know me personally, get ready for some lore. I've had a bit of a turbulent year. I've struggled a lot with my mental health, gone through a breakup, finished university, and since moved home after 4 years in Edinburgh, all the while trying to figure out what's next for me in life amidst all this. Apparently it's YouTube, so feel free to subscribe to give my life purpose. Thank you, please. Specifically though, I began to wonder what defines success for me in life, and this isn't always a positive thought process. Is it getting a good job, having positive relationships, achieving long-term goals, or financial stability? I often find myself stressed by this dilemma, and with that can come the slippery slope of comparison to friends, course mates, or colleagues, a feeling which has only been exacerbated since moving home last month. And being the person I am comes an enormous pressure to keep up with these false comparisons that I've built up for myself in my head, rather than deciding my own future on the basis of what I, and I alone, want to do. So when having these thoughts, I try to pull myself back from the edge by thinking about the lessons that I've learned that have helped me define success for myself in the past, and how I can adopt these lessons for myself in the future. Enter Good Will Hunting. Good Will Hunting is a fantastic example of a film with clear hierarchical definitions of success between its vast array of characters that feature in its underrated world building. Throughout the film, lead character Will encounters these different characters and builds unique interpersonal and professional relationships that give him different ideas from what he wants from his own life. His relationship with best friend Chuck, played by Matt Damon's real-life best friend and co-writer for the film Ben Affleck, and their other group of friends provides Will with a comfort zone that whether he likes it or not, he feels compelled to escape, be it for romantic or professional ventures. His relationship with Professor Gerald Lambeau, played by Stellan Skarsgård, not Alexander Skarsgård, I will not be corrected on that again, provides him with a professional outlet for his immense intellect and a massive financial opportunity, as well as keeping him out of jail. Meanwhile, Will's relationship with on-again, off-again girlfriend Skylar, played by Minnie Driver, forces him to confront his deeper trust and emotional issues brought upon by a childhood of abuse and neglect. And finally, his relationship with his therapist, Robin Williams Sean Maguire, blossoms into a beautiful father-son relationship where the latter becomes determined to help Will to find out what he wants, as well as helping him navigate the landmines of negative mental health issues he himself has felt. All of these relationships are mapped out early in the film, and as they cross over, they cause Will to struggle with how to define his own personal view on success. Adding to this, Good Will Hunting also does a fantastic job at outlining how Will fits into other people's worlds. The film is so well written that even in small doses we get massive glimpses into the interior lives of the people Will interacts with, which only makes the weight of expectation Will feels even bigger. Gerald, for example, is a renowned mathematician known for his exceptional work in winning the Fields Medal, but when teaching at MIT, he meets Will, who works there as a janitor, and is obsessed with molding him in his own image. He soon grows unable to live with the fact that he knows there is someone not only smarter than him out there, but someone who may not want to use or engage with that intellect in a way that he would. All the while, Gerald's contemporaries and understudies are similarly frustrated by the fascination with the new kid on the block. Very small scenes such as a fellow mathematician storming out of the room after being outsmarted by Will, and Gerald's assistant lecturing Will about taking the help offered to him, flesh out each individual character's desires in small doses that means so much to the bigger picture. Seeing that Gerald is clearly trying to use Will for his own gain, Sean tries to pull him in a different direction, posing him with difficult questions that force him to confront his issues, and Sean encourages Will to make his own decisions rather than simply trying to push him in a singular direction. Sean, however, has his own personal roadblocks too, as he struggles to move on from the loss of his wife, which is something that Will himself encourages Sean to work on and overcome. Skylar is potentially the only character here who knows what they want. Committed to Will after a few dates and eager to move with him to California, she continues with her planning even after being heartbroken by Will, who, fearing rejection, lashes out and breaks up with her in a fight-or-flight response triggered by the emotional trauma in his upbringing. As the film progresses, the realization sets in across the board that each character needs to do the hardest possible thing. Setting aside their own distractions and insecurities, the fear of failure for Gerald, the fear of rejection for Will, and the fear of moving on for Sean, in order to fully focus on themselves and their own needs, taking that next step towards a more positive life. And in the film's conclusion, that's exactly what they all do. After an intense argument surrounding Will's future, Sean and Gerald make amends as the latter grows to understand that he was projecting onto Will. Meanwhile, Sean promises to put himself back out there, taking some time off to travel. As for Will, after some final encouragement from Ben Affleck's Chucky, he decides to follow Skylar to California in the hopes of rekindling their romance. It's an important note for the film to end on, as beyond being a tale of trauma, loss, love, and adolescence and regret, Good Will Hunting is a film about success, the perils of comparison, and the importance of following one's own wants and desires. It's a lesson I'm still adjusting to in real life, but if Good Will Hunting has taught me anything, it's that the most satisfying conclusions come from the acceptance of your own authentic self, and not in the ideas or choices projected upon you. I usually write the thanks for watching bit here, but I actually didn't for this one. This is more of a personal one for me. I wrote a blog on this earlier in the year when I was kind of in the middle of a tough time, and feeling that I'm coming out on the other side of it now, even despite all the changes that have happened this year, has felt absolutely fantastic. I love doing these videos as well, so I hope you guys continue to support that. Watch Good Will Hunting. If you haven't, please like, share, subscribe, follow me on social media at b.sbethune on Instagram and at bsbethune on X and WordPress, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.